Have you been thinking about moving to Seattle, but you're not sure what you need to know before you do? Well, today I'm gonna go over the 10 things you need to know before you move to the Seattle area. So let's jump right into it. What's up, you guys? I'm Bryce Greenleaf. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Seattle area. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified every time that I make a new video. My goal is to make videos all about Seattle. So for those of you thinking about moving to this area, you've got all the information that you need to know. I get calls all the time of people thinking about moving over here, and I absolutely love helping you out, helping you make a smooth transition over here, finding that right home for you and figuring out what area is the best for you to be in. But let's go ahead and jump into the 10 things you need to know before moving to Seattle. All right, the first thing you need to know is Seattle summers are perfect. I mean, you hear a lot about how bad the Seattle weather is. It's gloomy and doomy. Our summers are absolutely beautiful and perfect. Your average temperatures are gonna be in the 70s. You're not gonna get that extreme heat of the upper 90s, up above 100 that you're gonna get in a lot of other cities. Sometimes we will get into the 80s, but that's still very doable. And the average temperature in the July and August months are in the 70s. So it's absolutely beautiful. It's very dry throughout the summer. However, the fall and winters are very gloomy. It's a lot of gray, it's a lot of rain and drizzle. Now we get a lot of bad rep for being the rainiest city. We're not even top 15 in terms of the average yearly rainfall, but we get rain consistently because it's a lot of drizzle. We don't get a lot of downpour like some other parts of the country do, but it's a lot of drizzle. I believe we're ranked number 6 in the amount of days that we get rain. So we're still not number 1 or even top 5 in that category, but there is a good amount of rain, and we do have a lot of gray and clouds in the fall and winter and even spring months. Now, number 2 is there's no state income tax. So if you're coming from a state where you're paying, 10 to 15% in state income tax, you're gonna get a huge break here on that. I mean, you are gonna have to pay more in sales tax. We're one of the highest taxed in terms of sales tax in the country, but you're saving a good chunk on not having that state income tax. Number 3, Seattle is very hilly. A lot of people that haven't been to Seattle don't know this. Now, this is specific to downtown Seattle, that general Seattle corridor. You're gonna have a lot of up and down through those hills. Make sure you're not driving a manual transmission car. I guess unless you still enjoy that and you're really good at it. Otherwise, it's gonna be a pain in the butt to be driving up and down those hills. So we are very hilly. If you're going for a walk, you're walking to work from wherever you live downtown, you're gonna get in a good workout every single day. Point number 4 is the cost of living is not as high as some of the other tech centers and tech hubs around the country. When you compare us to San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, our cost of living is still not nearly as high as those areas. So relative to the other tech communities, our cost of living is relatively low. Now, comparative to the rest of the country, of course, our cost of living looks pretty high when the average price point in Seattle is the 700,000 to 800,000 range. It is a higher price point, but compared to the other tech hubs, we are still a bit lower. So for those of you moving over here for tech jobs and you want to be right in the Seattle area, there is going to be some good housing options for you. Now, point number 5 is we are the home of the 12th man. And for those who don't know, the 12th man are the Seahawks fans. This is Seahawks country. You better be a Seahawks fan when you get here because we are all about our Seahawks Sundays. Now, number 6 is the top ranked public transportation. We are the number 1 ranked city in terms of public transportation. You have streetcars, monorails, Amtraks, the bus, the light rail. You have a lot of different options. There's water taxis, there's ferries. Lots of different options to get around where you need to go. If you aren't somebody that drives or you just prefer not to drive, there are a lot of options to take public transportation. Now, point number 7 that goes along with public transportation sort of, and that's that drivers cannot drive in the rain or snow around here. You think because it rains so consistently around here that people would be used to it, but they're not. I mean, they're just terrible drivers in conditions. A large part of that might be that we've got a lot of transplants from other states coming here and they're not used to it. I'm not sure, but once that rain comes, the traffic is gonna slow way down. And when the snow comes, it's just impossible. A lot of people they are completely fearful of driving on the road, even if there's just a tiny bit of snow on it. There's gonna be a lot of accidents because of that in the rain and the snow. So that's something you wanna be aware of. And many people take public transportation because they're not comfortable driving in these conditions. And point number 8 is Seattleites are health nuts. We've got tons of different organic grocery stores over here. We got CrossFitters and those into fitness. We got the outdoorsy people that love going for hikes and mountain biking. If you are a health nut, you will fit in perfectly over here, it's the perfect scene for that. Point number 9 is the tech scene. Now there's a few cities in the US where you've got big tech scenes. You're thinking about New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Seattle is on that list. We have Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, T-Mobile, GoDaddy. There's a lot of different tech companies here with many different job opportunities. So if you are somebody in the tech field and you're gonna be looking for a job, this is a great place to be. And the last one, number 10, is Starbucks and the coffee scene. You better like coffee when you come over here because there are coffee shops on every single corner. The very first Starbucks is here in Seattle at Pike Place Market. There are tons of different other brands of coffee. You've got drive-through coffee stands, you've got sit-down coffee shops. It is the coffee scene over here. All right, guys, so that's the top 10 things you need to know before you move to Seattle. Like I said, if you're thinking about moving to this area and you want to know more information about Seattle, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see all future and past videos. And feel free to reach out to me if you've got any questions on making the transition over here about certain neighborhoods and certain areas. I'm more than happy to help. Like I said, I'm a local real estate agent, so I'm very active in the market out here. Feel free to contact me. You can call or text me here. My number's on the screen. I'd be more than happy to help you out. All right, guys, thanks for tuning into this one. I'll see you on the next one.